Alright, welcome back to another video on the SketchUp web basics. Now today I'm going to kind of show you guys something new and kind of fun. I've had a lot of people ask me if they can do concept art in the free web version, and yes you can, but I highly recommend doing it in the pro version. Main reason, because in the pro version you can use it for commercial use, so if you plan on selling your art, then you need the pro version. But if you're not going to sell it and you're just doing it for the heck of it for your own stuff at home, the web version works just well. Just fine, actually. Okay, so go ahead and open up SketchUp Web, brand new document. Today we are modeling, or at least I am, in meters, double op precision, snap interval 0.01 meters. Go ahead and delete anything that's in the scene, and I'm going to change the style. Gotta find my styles. I want something a little bit more conducive to modeling. So let's go with some people like, where is it? This one. And I'll show you. It's the construction document style. I find that too bright, so I'm always all about this woodworking style. It's nice and easy on the eyes, and it's pretty fun. Now in the pro version you can edit your styles. I don't know if you can in this. You probably can. Yeah, you can. We'll talk about that later. I usually edit it so that objects are kind of more gray and that the edges are not blue, they're orange. It's just easier for me to see. But let's see, can I? Yep, can't do it in this one. Okay. So alright, can't edit styles in this. That's fine, we don't need to. This is a perfect style. Okay, so a while back a person by the name of, I think it was Alexandria or Alexander, did a speed tutorial, actually just a speed build of this blacksmith shop, and they used SketchUp Make. That's the desktop version that used to be out before the web version, and this is what they created, and then they painted it in Photoshop. You can see the name right here in the top, so I give this person full credit. I am just using this photo to kind of show you, it's just a reference to show you how to create something like this. And so I'm going to kind of show you how I create elements like a barrel, the anvil, table, boxes, and all this. So we're going to kind of start with this hobbit rounded portion of the house right here. So you can see that it looks like it's made from a cylinder that's been cut right here. There's a cord that goes across, so we're going to focus on that part. Now the idea to game art or concept art is to make it kind of cartoony and jagged. It's not smooth. So if we count right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, there's 8 blocks of the beams for the wood. So that means there's probably 9, 10, 11. So I'm guessing maybe a 24-sided circle, and they've just cut off, or even a 20-sided circle, and they've just cut off that bottom portion. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to hit C for circle, bottom right hand corner, type in 20 for sides. Now click the origin, hit the up arrow, no, click the left arrow to go along the green axis, and I don't know what scale. We can always scale it at the end to try to make it match. We can put a little character, like one of the SketchUp characters, in front of the door at the end just to make it match. So let's see, 1.5 meters or 2 meters. You know, let's just go with 4 meters for the heck of it. Control Shift E. Okay, so this is what we have. We're going to move it up just a little bit. So double click it, hit M, and we want, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 right now. So we're going to move, click this point right here, hit up until it's, okay, hit T, we need to make our guides. So when we click this point and go on the down arrow, it's constrained to that line. Okay, perfect. So I think that's going to work. Let's go ahead and take our line tool, L for line, draw a line straight across right there. E for eraser, just going to cut that. Okay, so this is kind of what we have right now. So let's just take a peek at our photo. So there's a couple things we can do. We're going to extrude it back. I don't know how far. We'll figure that out. And then we need to do an offset for, and I'll show you what for. So let's just work with that for right now. Okay. So P for push-pull. And let's go back to how it looks. I don't know, that looks pretty good, so let's make it 12. 12 meters. Okay. I don't know, does that look too long? So let's drop it down 3 meters. So to drop something down or to move it, you can pull it and then type in a number, or push it and type in a number. So yeah, that looks a little better. I like that. So what I'm going to do now is, because I like doing this, I make everything groups. So I'm just going to make that a group. Okay, so shall we do the door next? I think we should do the door. So now that that is a group, we have our center line. So grab T for tape measure, just run along right here so that we can get our guides, because we're going to need them. Okay, and T again. Let's just move. Let's see, let's go with 1.5 this direction, 1.5 this direction. Let's just kind of see how that looks. Yeah, I think that'll work. And then, how high do we want it? It's not very high, maybe 2/3 of the way up. So up for the blue arrow, and let's just type in 3. So what we want to do is make an arc that goes, hit A for arc. Don't know if 12 sides is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12 sides. Let's give 12 sides a chance and see what that looks like. Yeah, let's call it that. You're going to click up there. Now you're going to say this doesn't even look close to what we need, and that's absolutely true. So what do? Well, double click it, hit S for scale, Control, and you're going to bring it in to either those lines right there, which I like that. Now remember, this is your artwork, so do it the way you want. Okay, now perfect. So click it again, hit F for offset, and we're going to bring it out. Let's go with 0.5 meters, half a meter. Okay. Now, L for the line tool. We need to connect from here all the way to here to make this a face. And I think we did that. Yep, it is a face. So, now, P for push-pull. And let's bring it out 0.5. See? Pretty nifty. I mean, it's not exact, but you get the point. So, now what we could do is now we just need to make the little door handle. Some of these things I'm going to let you guys do on your own. That's just a triangle that's been extruded. But let's talk about the roof. How are we going to do the roof, and also these right here, the wooden beams. So, all right. So what do we want to do first? Let's go with the wooden beams. So, what we want to do is double click inside of our group. We want to select that face. And then we're going to hit F, and we're going to bring it down. Maybe we try to keep things symmetrical, so 0.5. Okay. Now click this one. Is this the way I want to do it? Yes. Shift click. Okay, so you have both of them highlighted. Control. Do I want to do? Nope. Sorry. Control. Dang it. We'll have to erase one later. Okay. Go ahead and do Control Copy. Get outside of the group, and then just delete this one. Okay. Now we need to do Edit Paste in Place. It's very important. So now we have those two on the outside. So, but we need to bring this down and then connect them. So L for Line Tool. Hold right there. And when you see the magenta, that means it's parallel with the other one. So hold Shift and bring it down. And then close it off. Let's do it on the same side with this one. L. Till you see the magenta. Hold Shift. Actually, I think down. Okay, down only does magenta in a certain case. So hit Escape. So we're going to have to do. There we go. Click. And then click. So let's see if that made our face. It did. So now we can pull this out for the wood. 0.2. There we go. So now it's a little bit trickier to do, if my mouse will work, this one right here. So I will show you how to do that. It's a little bit mouse. It's a little bit more painful than what we just did. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so the easiest way to do this for right now, and there's multiple ways of doing it, and I encourage you guys to find ways that you want to do it. So I'm going to show you my method. So what we're going to do is we're going to triple click. Remember, everything, whoops, should be separate. So I'm going to isolate this geometry real quick. Excuse me. Triple click. Okay, I'm going to hit the S tool for scale. Now, let's review the scale tool. If I wanted to do a uniform scale, if I hold Control, okay, it's going to do that and scale the entire thing. So I'm going to type in 1.10. So I just scaled it 110% in all directions. And let's just make sure. Yep, it looks even. So I'm going to be done with that scale operator. Hit P for push-pull. And I'm just going to pull it back 0.25 distance. Okay, so there is our little wood beam, but now we have a problem. This right here is too far down. So what I want to do is take my line tool, just go straight across right here. In fact, if we turn on X-ray, let's do this, and use the rectangular tool, we can kill two birds with one stone, but it's taken a while to, let's see, I want to be right there, and hit up arrow until we can do that. Okay, so let's just make sure that's correct, because what we're going to need to do is now we've made a cutting plane straight through there. Perfect. And we're going to hit E for the erase tool. Oh, it did not cut through the way I wanted it to. Okay, L for line tool. And sorry, my mouse is freaking out. Okay, we're just gonna, whoops, I just want to delete. Wow. Okay, it's having an issue. Alright, let's redo that entire thing. Let's not use the rectangular tool for right now. Let's use the line tool. Go straight across, hit the right arrow key for that. Okay, then click here. Make sure it stays green. Go straight across. Go straight across. And then straight across. And then from here, we need to go to here. And that should make, notice how it went from bold, the color of line, to softer. That's because now it's not a primary edge. So let's go ahead and start deleting stuff that we don't need. It's a little bit more complicated, yes. In the Pro version, there's different tools you can use. It's a little faster, but that's okay. Today, we are experimenting with the free web version to show you how things can be done. I'm going to try it again along here with the rectangle tool, see if I'm capable of doing it. Yeah, I think I got it that time. Apparently not. I don't know why that's not working. Maybe it's the order I'm deleting things. Okay, we'll leave that one for last. See what happens. So. Okay. Let's get rid of that one. Not that. I want to... Let's get rid of that. Okay, for some reason the rectangle tool is not creating what we need. I don't know why. I've never seen that. Maybe it's just the internet having an issue. But the amount of time it took, it's not a lot of time. So thank you for being patient. Okay, I went ahead and cleaned that up. So you guys didn't have to suffer through watching me do that. So now I'm going to triple click it. I'm going to do a right click, make group, and then I'm just going to hit the M tool, grab a point, hit control, and left arrow for the green axis, and we're just going to move it along here until, and then I'm going to grab this point right here and move it until it intersects there, but I need to know how far I need to go up. So we need to move it a little bit more. Right about there. That looks good. No. Let's get an exact measurement. T for tape measure. Let's see how... I forgot how far I pulled that along there. So... 0.21. I don't remember doing 0.021. Oh yeah, because I used the scale tool. Duh. Okay. Alright. Click this corner, left arrow, type in 0.21, and there we go. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. For some reason I thought I extruded it out 0.25, which I did, but I forgot I had to scale it a little bit. Anyway, like I said when I first started these videos, I'm used to the Pro version. I'm just showing that it can be done on the web version. I shouldn't use that as an excuse. Everything is the same pretty much. So far so good. We've got the base and the door. So let's go ahead and make our roof pieces. That's going to be a little bit trickier. No it won't. So these are all groups. Okay, good. So let's hit the line tool, L for line, and we're going to draw along the green axis all the way till that endpoint, and then we're going to... This is where it takes a long time. So be patient, and then from here, there we go. So now we have our first wood plank. So we want to bring it, we want thickness, and yeah, it looks like it's riding on the top of the edge of these two. So that's perfect the way we have that. So P for push pull. Let's go ahead and pull it out 0.25. That looks pretty good to me. Notice these are hanging out, so let's bring these out 0.25 as well in both directions. So I'm going to double click this one. Okay, there we go. Technically it doesn't start right there. Notice there's nothing there, so I just need to move that one up or redrop, because by the time I move it up and rotate it into place, it's gonna take forever. So I'm going to go ahead and get the roof drawn, and then I'll be right back. One key thing you want to keep in mind is, yes, you could copy this and move it and rotate it into each one of these spaces if you knew how many degrees there were, but that does take a few minutes, and it's just going to be just as quick to draw your lines or your rectangles across. We don't need that many. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish filling this in, and I will be back. Okay, one little nifty trick: if you use the rectangle tool instead of the line tool, if you click here and then you click there once, then hold shift, whoops, no, don't hold shift, sorry, click it, and then as soon as you see it turn green, hold shift, and sometimes depending on which angle you're at, it will turn magenta. So let's just rotate it. Yep, there we go. See how it's turned magenta as I'm holding shift? Click there, and then you can push pull it. Now, one thing I have been doing is after each time I make one, I do make it a group so that I can so that the geometry doesn't mesh. Now, when we're done, so I'm going to go ahead and draw this one in right there. Let's zoom in a little bit so that, okay, we're going to click there, push pull 0.25. Okay, now you'll notice something that's interesting is that the wood, these beams, they're not conjoined right here, and we can fix that later. If you want to keep it this way, it's kind of a cool effect, but if you don't, what you need to do is you'll have to explode all of them, and I will show you that now between this one. So let's explode that. So these two are exploded. So if you just draw a line like that on, it should fill in the face. Once you go from here to here, everything should fill in, and then you can just erase. Whoops. And you can leave these ones or hold control and soften them. So it's completely up to you. I prefer to see the lines down like that, but you'll notice now everything is one complete piece of wood. The only problem is you can't adjust the lengths to be independent of each other. So, like, notice how these ones are all different. You can do that, and then at the end, when you get them the length that you want, you can, you know, tie them together. There's also ways to make the wood not have, I've done it before and I'll have to remember how to do it, but that each one is independent and they're still touching, there's no gap. So it just all depends on how the offsets work and how everything else works. But let's go ahead and continue making our roof slats, and I will return when this is done. Okay, so I went ahead and opened up the one that I created in SketchUp Pro, and you can see how my styles, different things are in orange and gray. So how I did the wood beams on the roof, now you can do this the exact same way in SketchUp Web. Notice one thing I do want to say is when I made this, I used 0 plugins whatsoever. I did everything natively, so everything that I did in here you can do in the web version. So this is what I did. So I have this arc right here, just like we do in our version, but instead of scaling it, I left it, all I did was extrude out the front, and then I just drew rectangles across from the front to the back, and that created, it didn't need, because of it just created these right here. Everything was conjoined, and because if we go into X-ray mode, notice there is no gap between the roof and the top of the cylinder on mine at all. So what I ended up doing is I drew this piece in for the sides straight down from the roof. Now notice on here I left it in because I thought it was kind of a cool look. So You could do that, but you know what? We're having fun and we're learning, and so we're doing it the other way. Okay, so I went ahead and finished it up, and I've readjusted them so it gives us that kind of cool looking thing. So I'm going to go up here and okay, never mind, I don't have file on here. I was going to do edit delete guides. I don't know how it works in SketchUp Web. I'll have to find that. So I'm just going to use the eraser tool, get rid of these guides for right now, except I'm going to keep my axis guides on them. So right now, not bad. That's actually looking pretty cool. It's not the exact same. I mean, we could scale this down a little bit more so that it's, you know, along 0.80. Let's scale it down 80%. So, you know, not too bad. So everything is working out. It looks pretty good. I like what we have so far, and that is this section that we've built. So next we will work on, in the next part of the tutorial, either the small little items or the actual forge. So please join me next time. This has been great. Thank you for being patient. These videos can get a little dry, I understand that, but thank you for being willing to sit through it. And by the time we're done, we're going to have something that looks a lot like this. So I'm excited to show you guys how to do this, and keep sticking with it, and we will be there momentarily. Before you know it, you'll be on your way to creating really cool models. So again, thank you for watching, and best of luck to you guys.